Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Recovery video. Visit their website to learn how the Grizzly Drive drum motor increases the reliability and reduces the cost of ownership of conveyor systems.
Hello again, I'm Kevin Yanik with Pitt and Quarry Magazine. We've got with us today Ken Simonson from AGC. Ken, thanks for being here.
Glad to be with you.
Ken, AGC this month released the findings of a workforce survey. There's a lot to take in with that survey just because there's so much happening with the workforce these days. But story number one here at Pitt and Quarry with our readers seems to be the supply chain. It's presented so many issues all year, and it doesn't seem like it's any different for your members there at AGC. You've got some numbers that you brought in via this survey that you teamed with Autodesk on. What can you tell us about the supply chain right now? Because when it comes to lead times and pricing and inflation, it seems like everything's coming together to create the perfect storm for all things construction.
Yeah, this is really a unique year. We've had this survey 9 years now, and usually we see either so much work that the companies are scrambling to find workers, or unfortunately, there have been periods that they haven't had enough projects, they've had to let people go. But this year, we're seeing a mix of those things. Some companies say their headcount is down, but nevertheless, they're hard up to find workers. And as you know, in the broader economy, it's kind of the same situation, that the unemployment rate is still a good deal higher than it was before the pandemic. And yet companies in just about every industry, including yours, are having a hard time getting enough workers.
Ken, what exactly are the key reasons that we're seeing contractors, construction firms having a hard time bringing people in? I think there's probably a couple themes that are continuing to run here as we get into the fall, but are those key areas still in effect? And I think I know what I'm getting at, but what else is really hamstring the ability of a contractor to find good workers?
Well, coronavirus is just a tremendously disruptive force for the entire economy, and construction is no exception. We did ask firms if they were having a hard time attracting workers, what were the reasons? And the number one reason they said was that available candidates are not qualified to work in the industry. That the people who come forward, they may not have the right skill set, or they may not have passed a drug test, might have a criminal background, and so forth. 72% of the respondents, and we had over 2,100 firms answer our survey, 72% said that lack of qualification or mismatch of skills was a reason that they weren't getting enough workers. The number two reason, over 50%, 58% said they thought it was because workers were preferring to get unemployment benefits. And now those have run out. This survey was done in July and early August. So that picture may be changing. We'll see if that makes a difference. And then minor percentages, about 15% each, said that potential workers had transportation issues, or that they needed to stay home to care for a loved one, or perhaps they themselves were sick. And I think the Delta variant of the coronavirus has certainly added to those concerns. More people getting ill, and also more people having to stay home because someone is ill, or because their school is closed, or their daycare is closed. And then one last thing I'd mention is we're seeing more and more government agencies and private employers insist that everyone who comes onto their premises be vaccinated or have a recent COVID test. And unfortunately, construction workers, according to one survey, not ours, we didn't ask about this, have a lower vaccination rate and a higher vaccine hesitancy rate than other occupations. And this suggests that contractors are going to have more trouble, A, finding healthy workers, but B, finding workers who are qualified to go onto those restricted sites.
Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Recovery video. Visit their website to learn how the Grizzly Drive drum motor increases the reliability and reduces the cost of ownership of conveyor systems.